I am driving to work. Today was going to be my first day getting up at 5 in the morning again. That was really fun. We did our family lunch meeting there. So I'm going to drive home. I'm going to have dinner with Matt. So I was just having Jesus time and I heard like a little claws moving. Matt's parents actually come this week. We'll write a little sign on there. I ended up having this conversation with Maddie today. First one didn't go so well. Mainly on my end. We will put tasks above relationships way too often. And not to mention, God already has our situation in his hands. Handled. It is done with. I hope it's a reminder to you too. Good morning. It is Monday morning today. I am driving to work. Today was going to be my first day getting up at 5 in the morning again, which I used to do so I could have time with Jesus and so it wouldn't be so rushed. It's mainly spend time with Jesus. And I totally did not do that this morning. I got up an hour later. I'm bummed about that, but I'm gonna attempt to do that every single day right now. I don't even want to say attempt. I am working toward doing that every single day right now because honestly, it is life-changing to wake up earlier in the morning and have some time, especially before work. It is like a game changer and I really feel a difference when I do that. So I'm gonna do that. Yesterday, Maddie and I went to church and then went out to Urban Market. It's a little place here where you can shop and you can grab some food, you can grab takeout, whichever it is. It's great. It's actually owned by a couple named Matt and Ashley, which is funny. And who love Jesus. That was really fun. We did our family lunch meeting there, which we've never done it somewhere, but it was so fun. We went out, we sat outside, which it's usually a lot quieter when you sit outside there. One, we love sitting outside. Two, we love sitting outside there. I sat outside, did our family lunch meeting, just like across the table from one another. We used my phone instead of my laptop. It was so fun. So if you don't know about family lunch meeting, we review our budget, we review any uncommon expenses for the month, and then we will review like our dreams and goals with one another, how we're doing, how are we feeling? Are we feeling frustrated? Are we feeling good? How are we feeling about that? And then we absolutely talk together goals, but not as regularly. At that family lunch meeting, we will talk like what is going on in our hearts, how are we feeling? And then we talk together goals quite often. So we don't normally approach those at family lunch meeting, which now I'm considering, I'm like, man, maybe we should also approach those. We will also talk like anything marriage like that we want to chat about and anything we can like approve on throughout the week. So it's really like a all out, what do you want to talk about? Anything goes kind of thing, except we definitely have what we talk about every single week listed and we just work our way through that list. And so we do that every Sunday after church. We've been doing it for about a year now. We started it because the conversation felt so transactional throughout the week where it was like we were talking about like who's switching the laundry, who's doing this, did we get this done this week? And so this is a place where we can just like tackle everything. And we work as a team versus working as individuals on something. Also, throughout the week, we don't talk about those things anymore, which is kind of unbelievable, unless it's like a day of thing or something that's like urgent and important, typically a day of thing. I heard something from a couple that they did, but it wasn't like this. It was different. I don't even remember what they were doing. And then I had a stirring in my heart where I wanted to do something different because I felt like, throughout the week, our relationship feels so much more transactional and like Matt and I are very not transactional people relationship-wise. Anyway, yeah, we all desire that deep relationship. So it's just been great for us. Anyway, since I didn't have Jesus time, I'm going to have some Jesus time right now. I will see y'all after work. I just got off of work. I'm driving home. So Matt and I normally will do like our meal schedule. Oh, that hurts. We'll do our meal schedule, and so we like already have that established for the week, but we didn't do it this week because we had lunch out and then did our family meeting there and then never came home and wrote down the meals. So normally I'll call him and chat if we haven't decided on anything for dinner, so I'm gonna do that, and I'm probably gonna call my dad because I haven't chatted with him for a little bit. So I'm gonna drive home. I'm gonna have dinner with Matt. We try to eat around 6-ish. And then we've been trying to get ready for bed early. I have a bedtime alarm that's going off at 8:30 currently. Oh my goodness. I kid you not, it took me like an hour to get to bed last night after doing everything to go to bed, to literally get into bed after I started doing some stuff. Just like, oh my gosh, why is this taking so long? So I gotta kind of nail that if I'm gonna wake up at 5 in the morning tomorrow. That's what I am off to go do right now. Also, Matt and I do try to work out right when I get home. We don't typically have plans other than Wednesdays. We help out at our church. Other than that day, we will work out, and usually other than date night. We don't normally work out before date night. All right, I'm gonna call Maddie, and then I'm gonna see if my dad will answer. So I was just having Jesus time in our bedroom. We're about to start, and I heard like a little like claws moving, stepping, and then Matt's phone cord started moving like it was being chewed on, and I started calling for Matt. So he's in there right now. I was like on the bed, and I was like, I'm scared. He's like, you need to get out. This is what I did. I put a towel under our door so it couldn't come out here. So update on the mouse, if it's a mouse. We haven't found it. It was so hard for me to relax in there after that happened. I heard these like little tick, 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 these little claws moving a couple times, and then I was like, oh my gosh, please tell me like Chooch is in here, because Miko was on the bed. And I was like, oh my gosh, please tell me Chooch is in here with me. Wasn't in there. So wow, I really wanted to throw like a frozen strawberry at you for some reason. I should have. You're encouraging me. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to sleep with it tonight. Getting ready to go to church. We're a bit late, and then we'll have our family meeting after. Just got back to the house. We took a little drive. We went and got gas.
Miko,
anyway,
no.
I'm making salsa now. And then we're gonna have family meeting. Okay, so Matt just ate lunch. I ended up snacking on some salsa. Anyway, Matt's parents actually come this week. So look at our office. We always change this into like a bedroom. Look at this, we have a printer, we have water, we have dog food, we have a tote bag. Like, I gotta clean up. I'm whispering because Matt wants to have like quiet time right now. And this room is very echoey since it doesn't have like its rug down and stuff right now. So I'm gonna do that right now. That always like helps me feel like a lot better about like stress and just like when guests come and like cleaning up and stuff. Yeah, we'll see where the day takes us. We don't really have plans today. We always write on this for our guests, so I'll put this aside for them. Oh, this can go in the laundry room, in the laundry linen closet. We'll write them a little note on this. We write it on here for our guests all the time. I'll get this stuff out and we'll run Rosa.
Starting to clean.
This should all fit. I gotta organize that. Here's what it looks like now. And I just have the rest of that to do and find a place for that now. Normally I ask for Matt's help in here, but I'm trying to do it on my own right now. What? I think you fell asleep for sure. We'll write a little sign Okay, I'm working my way through the house. This room is done and ready. This is all done. Hello, it is the next day. I just hopped off the phone. I was talking to Matt. I just wanted to pop on here. 1, did not end the video yesterday. 2, I ended up having this conversation with Maddie today. First one didn't go so well, mainly on my end. So today, Matt ends up calling me and we ended up having a chat, and it was something that Matt and I needed to tackle. He called me and we were talking about this task, which both of us want the task done, but Matt's calling me and he's telling me how he feels, and all I am doing is being so task oriented that I did not consider his feelings enough, nor respect his feelings or him in that moment like I needed to. What I'm really trying to say is, in that moment, I did not communicate that his feelings are way before a task. I think we do this so often, where it's like we put the task way over feelings, and we can bulldoze, we can just be so task oriented that we kind of say, forget the feelings, we don't care how anybody feels. Not that we really feel that way necessarily. Maybe sometimes we do. What I really mean to say is, man, we will put tasks above relationships way too often. And so I ended up sending him an audio message, which I sometimes do. And I was like, hey, I'm really sorry. I should have been way more considerate to your feelings, because you matter way more to me than any task. And I love you, and your feelings are so important to me. And I respect you, and I respect your feelings, and you as a person, you being a human and having feelings. And that task did not need to be done at that very second, and we could have absolutely taken that time to handle that together and walk through that together. And I really want to be like a together with my husband when we go through things. I want to fight something and go at it together, not as individuals. And so anyway, I sit here and I say, I am so reminded of God and how he loves us, and how we matter way more than any circumstance going on. It is just a beautiful thing. And Matt and I, we want to love like Christ. We want to love others like Christ. I want to love Matt like that. So we want to go off of how he did things and how he loves and the type of love he gives, which is just completely opposite of this world. And so I was really convicted about that today. I've realized it before. I've been in moments like that before, but like today was a big one where it was so obvious. And I was like, oh my gosh, like he is so much more important than any task getting done, even if we need to put something off. Man, I am just so reminded it requires sacrifice and loving them well, which means what you want in that moment sometimes is not happening, and that they need to go before that. And that's how God sees them too. It's like they are way more important. So yeah, I'm just reminded of how important relationships and people are over what's at hand sometimes. I think a lot of us just, sometimes we get caught up in what we want, or like, oh, we just need to get this task done. I think we see it all the time, when you cut somebody off, or someone goes in front of you that they shouldn't have in a line, for example. So yeah, I just want to share that here, that I am so reminded of my husband is so much more important than any task at hand. And just humanity in general are all image bearers of God. So they are much more important, literally created by God. And not to mention, God already has our situation in his hands, handled. It's like, it is done with. One of my good friends, Cass, always does it. And I was like, I literally have her in my head doing this. Oh man, but it's such good like imagery. Anyway, I'm gonna go see my husband and love him and hug him, and I just want to share that. And yeah, I feel like there's no like conclusive conclusion that I'm sharing, but just a good reminder to myself, and I hope it's a reminder to you too, of just, man, the things that are important to God, you know, that those are to be so important to us. Anyway, I love y'all, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for hanging with us and being here.